Welcome to RetroLogic. I'm Dan Caporello, and guys, I had the weirdest dream that I just didn't do the show for a year. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah,
That would never happen.
What have you been doing?
That would never, ever happen. I was sleeping, I guess. It's a dream.
What have we been doing?
Welcome to RetroLogic. I'm Dan Caporello, and I'm back, and I'm going to be back, and I'm glad to be back, and thank you for waiting a year for me to figure my life out so I could do this. And I'm here with, as always, John Cummins and Sam Wagers and newcomer Shannon Eno, who I haven't even been on the show with you yet.
True.
So, yeah, great, good. Welcome to you and welcome to me. But RetroLogic isn't just a podcast. It's a whole community of retro gamers. We've got an active, friendly, and free Discord, giveaways, contests, and you can dive into our family of retro podcasts like RetroGroove. It's been a while, guys. RetroGroove, a music history podcast, and On Topic Retro, a podcast dedicated to one video game per episode, hosted by our very own John Cummins. And you can find everything at our website, retrologic.games, which died a little while ago, but is now back.
It is. We talk about
it's back.
we joke about it every episode.
We did. Well, I'm glad I'm keeping with the theme.
Unintentionally, even. Like, you're doing a good job.
Very much so. Yeah, I mean, I wrote all this copy, so I should be able to recite it without reading it. But, here we are. Guys, tell me one thing that happened this week.
I'm finally done with the school year. Finished up my last day today. Yay! And then I teach summer school, though, so I'm back at it next week.
At least you get a week off.
Oh, dude, I had to take summer school. I was one of those kids. I had to take summer school, and it was awful. So I didn't learn anything. I don't know why they bothered.
Well, that's good to know.
So it's probably maybe the teacher's fault. You're doing good work, though. I'm sure you're good.
Thanks.
Sam, what did you do this week?
Last week I played through a game I picked up a little while back, Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems. Which is not the same game as Captain America and the Avengers. I always thought it was. But it's actually Super Nintendo.
It's a fun game.
And it's actually a follow-up to X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. So it's basically done in that same style, but with Avengers characters instead of just X-Men. I mean, Wolverine's in it, and he controls exactly like he does in Mutant Apocalypse. I think the X-Men game is better, but it's still fun. So it was a fun short playthrough.
So you basically relived the entire first however many phases of the MCU? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, maybe just phase one, but no, it's closer to the actual Infinity War comic, because I think that was like fresh when that came out. So it's got, the initial fake out villain final boss is Magus, and then Thanos shows up, and then you have like another set of stages, and then you go fight Thanos. And also they just like a so if you've played Mutant Apocalypse, it's like a hybrid beat 'em up platformer is the best way to describe it. It's very similar to that game, but I haven't played too many other games quite like it. I do think Mutant Apocalypse is better primarily because that game designed each of the first 5 stages around a different character, whereas this game just lets you pick your character and pick your stage, but that leads to a number of they just feel a little bit more thrown together, although there are like different routes and stuff. So like there's like walls you can climb up. If you play as Spider-Man or Wolverine, you can like climb up a wall and then take like a different route through the stage, which kind of makes them the best characters.
Sounds almost like
because you just get more stuff.
It sounds almost like the X-Men game on Sega Genesis, like the original.
A little bit, yeah.
X-Men.
It's similar.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Did you have one character you like to stick with, or did you like to spread it out?
It kind of depended on which stage I was playing, but all other things being equal, I would default to usually Spider-Man because he's the fastest and the smallest, which makes him the hardest to hit. and can pretty much reach anything, any hidden thing that can be found. But there were stages where other characters felt like they worked well. In that game, you also get to pick, once as you progress, you get to pick an Infinity Gem as well, which is like a buff tier character. So that's kind of the interesting thing, is you can sort of, it's almost like an equilibrium of like, if you pick Hulk with the Time Gem, he moves faster, but you can also pick Spider-Man with the Power Gem and then he hits harder. So it's like, they almost hit like a singularity there of like overpowered character either way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, cool. John, what about you?
I spent all weekend cleaning out my garage, so no fun for me.
Oh, bummer.
I'm about to build 2 bedrooms in there.
Oh, yeah, no way. Finishing them?
Basically, we'll be doing framing and electrical in not this weekend, but next weekend. And then I'll be doing all the finishing work myself afterwards. So there'll be 2 bedrooms, kind of like a craft room for my wife, and then a closet storage area on the other side.
That sounds cool. I would love to finish a garage in a house that I own.
Yeah.
Someday.
This is out of necessity. Someday. I've got too many kids. They need bedrooms.
Yeah, right on. Right on. Well, why don't I just read off the list of games I bought since the last time I was on an episode? Let's see. We've got Chibi Robo, Mario Party 8, Lemmings, Smash Brothers 3DS, Animal Crossing New Leaf, BioShock, The Collection, Borderlands 3, Halo, Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Wetrix, Lost in Shadow, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Primal Rage.
Which console?
I think that's it.
Primal Rage.
Which for what?
Okay.
Oh, Super Nintendo. Yeah. I got rid of the Sega Genesis a little while ago. Probably during one of my purges. I don't really remember why. And now I want it back. So, you got to sell stuff when you don't have a job. Oh, I have a job now. That's cool.
Do you want me to read off all the games I bought while you were gone?
No, thanks. That's good.
I don't know if we have time for that. Yeah.
We don't have that long, John. We don't have a 2-hour show. Let's keep it under wraps, okay? No, but I have a job now, so that is why I'm back, because my life is coming back together. It's with the state. It's a Texas Department of Transportation managing the crash reporting system, blah, 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 whatever, boring stuff. But I get to work from home 3 days a week, and we get state benefits, and my family has health insurance now. So, praise the Lord, I'm an adult, and I can make money doing boring stuff. But it's great. My coworkers are great. I'm happy there. I'm going to stay there for 30 years and retire. That's the plan. And we can do RetroLogic well into our 80s and 90s.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we've got a little housekeeping to do. Sam, are there any blog or streaming updates that we need to talk about? Anything going on there?
Well, I just started the next Battle Network game in my quest to play every Battle Network game, which is a spin-off I'd never played before, and one that I had to patch, and that's Rockman EXE 4.5. Yes, there's a 4.5.
Oh my gosh.
It's not quite 63 1/3.
Yeah, it's not. But, Kingdom Hearts. What console is that for originally?
It's interesting. Game Boy Advance. They're all on the almost all of them on the Game Boy. All the main series is on the Game Boy Advance. Okay. I played one GameCube game, and it was my least favorite. But yeah, it's interesting. It's almost the normal battle system, but for some reason your characters move automatically, and they dodge automatically, which is just weird.
That could be a good
but
thing.
You
or
basically.
A bad thing.
It's a little bit more hands off, but it's not like Battle Chip Challenge where almost the entire game plays itself. It definitely feels a little bit less polished, but at the same time, this is hot on the heels of Battle Network 4, which was also less polished, and that was a game in the main series. So Yeah, I'm liking it well enough so far. It also has some real-time clock elements. So like stuff will happen at set times based on the time in your system. It heavily went off the Battle Chip Gate toy, which I obviously don't have. One of the benefits of playing on an emulator, other than actually playing in English, is I also have an emulator that can actually imitate the Battle Chip Gate. So I haven't figured out how to actually do that yet, but I'm working on
John's
that.
holding up a physical battle chip. I watched a YouTube video of people playing it at like a convention or something, and it looked pretty cool, but that seems very expensive now. So
I just randomly have one battle
chip. It definitely is. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's also got this layer of like virtual pet simulator on it. So the game is instead of the human characters don't actually exist in this game. So it's sort of like you are the operator of Mega Man or whichever other character you pick, and they live in your Game Boy Advance, and they ask you who your crush is.
Nice.
And just other random stuff, and then we'll like repeat it back to you and give commentary. So yeah, it's a thing.
So it's kind of like Sonic Adventure 2 for the GameCube.
Why
battle.
did so many? I mean, the original Sonic Adventure had the Chow Garden. Like, why did so many games have like pet sims baked in? It just seems like a weird fad. And also, it needs to come back. I think we need more pet sims on the Switch. Let's get that.
Tamagotchi for the Switch.
Yeah, take it with you. What else we got? John, you've got new on-topic retro stuff happening?
Yes, we just released a on-topic modern episode on Unicorn Overlord. I think I had Sam and Adam with me. We were going to have Shannon, but he was disposed of, so I did read his experiences off during the show.
Did you say he was disposed of?
Yeah.
Completely disposed.
He was completely, we couldn't get him on. We tried. And then we also have had a contest running, but somebody actually completed the contest in like 6 days of me announcing it. So that was quick. I was not expecting that to happen.
We got some gamers in the Discord.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
With time.
So we're playing Shining Force, and you could still play. We should have an episode coming up. That should be next. So probably next week. For that game, the contest was just see who could roll credits first, and that happened really quick. So I believe it was Savannah the Hyena was the one that took that and did it in 6 days, which is insane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a 25-hour game. Like, I just whipped right through it.
Well, good. Well, good on her.
And then also, I have not forgotten about Minish Cap. That's the next game in the Becoming the Hero series. But since I did a on-topic modern episode in the middle of this, that one will kind of get pushed out afterwards, after we do the Shining Force episode.
All right, sweet. We also have FilmLogic, who is doing their latest episode is on Furiosa, Boss Baby, and Johnny Depp. So if you're interested in any of those things, that's a good podcast.
That's a mashup.
That's quite the trio.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they kind of fit. It's like peanut butter and chocolate or something. And then over at RetroGroove this week, Adam and Liam wax nostalgic on the era of box set subscriptions. Music by telephone, TV infomercials, and other quintessentially 90s methods of consuming music. Those guys always have great convos. I really highly recommend any random RetroGroove episode you pop on. And last but not least, we got Star Wars Dads, the newest comers to the family. Shannon, why don't you tell us what's going on over there?
Yeah, so we just released, after releasing an episode 0 and an episode 0.5 last month, we finally have released episode 1. And so Just Being Bruce and I just chatting about the Acolytes, Star Wars, some Star Wars video games that we've been playing. And just having a good time talking about Star Wars.
So are you guys doing Are you guys theming your episodes, or are you just kind of chatting about what's relevant?
Right now, we're just kind of talking about what's relevant or whatever we've been up to and what's ever kind of come across our way in Star Wars. So a lot of times it'll be what's ever kind of playing if there's something new going on. Otherwise, we'll talk about some book or and like I said, we talked about some video games. I talked a lot about KOTOR. And he talked a lot about how he tried it for the first time and did not like it. So,
no way.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's possible to be a Star Wars fan and not like KOTOR.
Well, it was the combat. He said he said he needs something a little more action oriented.
Okay, that's fair.
The pausing turn-based was just not quite his cup of tea.
Well, if y'all ever do a Shadows of the Empire episode, you better hit me up.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
I will be there. I will wampa stompa all over that.
Yeah.
Well, when you're really ready to throw down and talk about
Jar Jar Binks,
Gungan Frontier,
I mean,
Bombad Racing.
I was gonna say, don't feel bad about taking a while to get episode 1 out because it took George Lucas a while to get episode 1 out too.
That's right. You just skipped the first 3 for a while.
Yeah, it was even
I'll come back to that.
2.
Yeah, you had to think about it for a minute.
You should have started with episode 4, honestly.
That's right. We probably should have. That would have been great.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's jump back. Let's jump around and learn to talk on a podcast again, as this is, it's hard talking. I forget how to do this. I have a canker sore in my throat right now, too. So there's like physical pain in the return. So I hope everybody appreciates it. Let's go do some Prices Retro real quick.
Let's do it.
If this is your first time playing Prices Retro, or if it's your first time playing in a year, this is how we play. I'm going to list off 4 or 5 games, and everyone else has to guess how much the lot is worth in total. Whoever's the closest to the actual game value wins that round. Not the game value, the actual value of the lot wins that round. Everyone has a list, and everyone guesses on each other's lists. And at the end, the player that won the most rounds wins the episode. But watch out for the robot. No, we're not doing robot anymore.
We're doing all 3. So we have a robot, we have a ghost, and we have a dinosaur now. This is the Rampage team.
So we have Deus Guess Machina. What's the ghost name again? Poltergeist. And the dinosaur. What's the dinosaur's name?
Whatever we named the dinosaur. This is the RetroLogic dinosaur.
Oh,
so whatever we
dinosaur's.
What was his name?
Leonard?
I think his name was Leonard.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Leonard.
So
okay.
Yeah, so we need a sticker for Leonard too. That's something that we need. I don't know. Did we ever get a robot sticker?
Never. I designed it, and then everything kind of fell apart.
I think you got some.
I'll get back
now.
to it though.
Yeah.
We'll do some stickers.
You got to
stickers
do
for the robots.
All 3.
We did dinosaur
Rampage.
stickers. There definitely were literally dinosaur stickers.
Yes,
so
we have the dinosaur. Yeah.
I think I have one on something.
Yeah.
Around here.
I have the ghost here. I'm pretty sure I have a dinosaur around here too.
All right, we'll get some robots out.
How those guys work for you, Dan? Since you're still figuring this out, they work as a team. So if any of them win, it counts as a win for their whole team.
Oh man!
So you're going against all 3 of them, which
right.
they won last time. So we'll see how good they are this time.
Let me pull up a notepad. I like to take notes with my Prices Retro. I can't keep it all in my head. John, why don't you run Prices Retro? Because I'm obviously out of practice.
Oh no, you're fine. So honestly, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So since we're doing a weird golf episode, I decided to choose a different sport and grab some weird games of that ilk. So we have Backyard Baseball for the GameCube, complete in box. Mario Superstar Baseball for the GameCube, complete in box. MLB Slugfest 2004 for the GameCube, complete in box. And Backyard Baseball 2007 for the GameCube, complete in box. Yeah, we had a 2007 GameCube Backyard Baseball game, everyone.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, didn't even know it existed.
All right, who wants to go first for guesses? We'll keep track.
I guess I could go.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
All right. $103.
I have $120.
John?
I think I'm going to go 150.
All right. Let me write that down. Actual retail price is $163.57. Sam taking it. John taking it. I mean, pretty close. I'll run down my lot. We have Backyard Baseball for the GameCube, $27. Mario Superstar Baseball, $65. Slugfest is $36, and 2007 Backyard Baseball is $34. Nothing too crazy, but crazy enough.
What was the cents on your total?
Two.
Yeah. What was your total again?
$163.57 if you're doing cents. If it makes sense. Because if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
Yep, that means I took that round. Okay.
Right on.
I'll go next. Just to get this out of the way. Let me clear out your 4 GameCube games. All right. So the first game on my list is Golf for the Virtual Boy, complete in box. The second game is Cyber Tiger for the Game Boy Color, complete in box.
Why you got to do cardboard boxes on me?
The third game is Itchy and Scratchy Miniature Golf Madness for the Game Boy, complete in box.
Game Boy complete in box. Ugh.
And then the last one is Ninja Golf for the Atari 7800, complete in box.
I just have I don't know if it's because I'm off my game. I just have a feeling that at least one of these is just like some astronomical stupid whatever game. All right, who guesses first, John?
So Sam went first the last time, so that opens it up to either you or Shannon.
All right. Shannon, you want to go?
Sure. I have 265.
I'm going to go 325.
I have 415.
All right.
We're all separated by like 100.
Yeah.
The total of my lot is $683.90. I hadn't done one of these high-priced ones in a while.
Jeez.
I didn't realize.
You had to welcome me back.
Well, I didn't realize how much Itchy and Scratchy was worth until
I knew that one.
Oh, that see, jeez.
That was the one I was games. Like, I don't know. One like a couple of these are probably like just above 100, but then there's probably one that's like, who knows?
Yeah. You guys did a good enough job of covering all the bases that the Rampage didn't. They weren't able to take a win. Yeah. So the breakdown of mine is Golf for the Virtual Boy, complete in box, $84.49.
Okay, I was like right on that one.
Cyber Tiger for the Game Boy Color, complete in box, $22.59. Itchy and Scratchy Miniature Golf Madness for the Game Boy, complete in box, $420.
Yeah.
Who's buying that?
Nobody.
Simpsons fans.
And then Ninja Golf for the Atari 7800. complete in box 156.82.
Yeah, I was actually close on that one. I knew that one, but like, geez,
I was kind of surprised that a 7,800 game is going for that much complete in box. That's a pretty high dollar one.
Those
that was just
got
one I ran across doing the Dan method where I just typed golf in.
I miss you guys. I'm gonna leave for another year. Ninja Golf is a game that like is just cool. Like they need to bring that concept back. Like I will feel like I want to play it from the concept alone.
Yeah, it looked crazy. The box art's really cool.
All right.
So I guess Shannon, you can go next. We'll leave Sam for last.
All right. So I themed, but not in a way that themed with our episode today. I found stuff that I themed video games with the word school in them since I finished up the school year today.
Yeah.
So we have, let's see here, Old School. That's the name of the game, Old School. It was in Intellivision, loose.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you what it was about. I couldn't really find much information on the actual game. Rival Schools on PlayStation, complete in box.
That game's awesome.
Monster High, New Ghoul in School for the Wii, complete in box. And Ghoul School for the NES, loose.
Okay, I guess I'll go first on this one. I am going to go with, let's do $115.
Okay. I'm a little more. I'm gonna take a little more risks here because I feel like that second game. What was the second game you said?
Rival Schools.
I feel like Rival Schools shot up. That's why I got a gut about that. Maybe I just like it. I mean, I want it to shoot up, but I'm gonna go 220 on this.
Okay, well, I guess I'm split in the middle. I got 184.
All right. Well, welcome back, Dan. $240.
Mm-hmm.
As long as
that Rival Schools, baby.
Yeah, that did actually. I was surprised at its value. Old School for the Intellivision. I was also kind of surprised. Loose, $57. Is that maybe that's something that will come back around again? Whatever it is. $57 for a television game loose. Yeah.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Rival Schools for the PlayStation, complete in box, $123.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Monster High, New Ghoul in School for the Wii, complete is $22, and Ghoul School for the NES, loose, is $38, which is a game I remember seeing on the shelf at a local mom and pop video store, but I never actually rented it, so couldn't really tell you anything about it.
Been trying to kill this mosquito in my office. Sorry. Also, yay!
So Dan takes that round.
I wonder if my brother has Ghoul School.
Yep, and anybody could win but me at this point.
All right, let's go.
Since it's my list next.
Bummer.
I got to win round
1-1. Yeah. So my theme is just games I saw at my local store this last weekend.
Love it.
Which, shout out to Vacuums and Video Games. They're like one of the best stores.
Vacuums and Video Games?
That's why I keep going back. Yes.
Bro, are you serious?
Vacuums and Video Games, Huber Heights, Ohio.
Do they have vacuums?
Yes. Huh. They repair vacuums.
Like Hoover and
the
old stuff. Do they have what was that one that had
great.
The water?
I want to go.
Dang it, I just lost my...
Come for our vacuum, stay for our retro video games.
They got a lot of stuff in last week. They actually got a bunch of TurboGrafx games in. I was surprised to see it because I was there 2 weeks ago and most of that stuff wasn't there.
Damn, I need to get up to Ohio.
For a minute, I thought you were going to give us an update on what vacuums they had.
Yeah, well, They got vacuums too.
I still can't. There was like this cool vacuum.
They got both kinds of Kirby's, man. They got Kirby vacuums. They got Kirby video games.
There was this cool vacuum in the 80s that had like a tub of water, and like as you vacuumed, it was supposed to like collect all the dirt in the water, and it was supposed to like kind of help the dust.
Yeah, we had one of those.
I can't remember what it's called now.
I think it was Rainbow Vac. I think it was a rainbow.
Yes,
Rainbow vacuum.
It was a rainbow. Yeah. That was it.
I'm looking at pictures of this store, and they're like literally you walk in, and there's just a line of vacuum cleaners.
That's right.
And then there's a wall of video games, and they have a wall of just belts, like video game, like.
I mean, what were you expecting?
Not video game belts.
It's exactly what it
describes. It's on the sign. Yeah,
you got to imagine, like maybe in the 50s it was just a vacuum repair shop, but as vacuum repairs became less and less needed, they were like, "Oh, what do we shift to? What's this video game thing? Let's try that," and it just worked out.
There's a little section of
who knows? But I mean, their prices are usually very reasonable. They're on point. I mean, they know what they have.
Yeah. Oh, babe.
They get a lot of stuff in.
Babe, the vacuum cleaner broke again. I got to go bring it down to the shop. I'll be there for a few hours, so don't wait up.
Welcome.
I know I'm so responsible.
Welcome to
anyway,
Vacuum
all
Logic.
of these I saw at the store. So I've got, first off, Somer Assault for the TurboGrafx 16, complete in box. And this is the condition they were in, too.
Love it.
Metroid Prime Pinball for the Nintendo DS, loose. Dokapon Journey for the Nintendo DS, complete in box. And lastly, Breath of Fire 4 for the PlayStation, loose.
Breath of Fire 4 for the PlayStation,
loose.
So technically, theirs had a reproduction case for it, but it wasn't the original case.
I think I go first.
So it was one of those that like looks like a PS2 case, but they put the PS1 art. But they had a nice print of the PS1 art on it.
So are you saying loose or complete in box for Breath of Fire 4?
Loose. Loose is the price.
If you want to guess the price of the printed artwork in PS2 box,
you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go $400 on yours. I've taken a risk on Dokapon.
400. Man, you're really. I was thinking like 425 on this.
Do it. Just don't do 401.
And I had 380. I'm probably low. TurboGrafx, I don't know enough about with the conditions.
Okay. We're being very dangerous, being all close together.
Well, you're not too far off, but you are all on the low side. So John takes it. The total is $454.97.
Man, come on!
I'm the new Sam. I keep
Somer Assault. The TurboGrafx game is obviously the most expensive in the lot at $239.97.
I've never even heard of that
TurboGrafx 16 games. It's the one where you play as a Slinky.
I was guessing.
I really want to play it. I would buy it if it wasn't expensive. Metroid Prime Pinball for the DS, loose, $30. Dokapon Journey for the DS, complete, $130. And Breath of Fire 4 for the PlayStation, loose, $55.
There we go.
Do they accept
with that Metroid Prime Pinball price?
Sam, can you bring in vacuums to trade in towards video games? Like,
will they take my shark and like give me Fire Emblem?
Right,
dude. I'm just gonna get a loose copy of this game. I've been trying to find it.
Yeah, you just come to Vacuums and Video Game Cleaners.
Yeah,
they actually had it listed for $29.
Vacuums and Video Game Cleaners.
I'm sure they have those. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that for sure. All right, what are the damages, John? How are we doing here?
I'm kind of surprised. The Rampage team didn't get a single round this time. Dan took a round. Shannon,
I did not.
Sam took a round, and then I took 2 rounds. So I'm technically the winner of today's Price is Retro.
All right, good job.
I need to get you added back into the win log thing, Dan.
Yeah, let's go. What season are we in? Is this season 3?
Season 4, man.
Oh my god.
Give it the times, man.
Sizzle season. I do need to get with the times. It's going to be a transition, guys. This is going to be a transition. But, as long as my life doesn't take another nosedive, we'll be back for a while. So,
actually, I have on here that the Rampage have already won twice.
Oh,
they went back to back.
I think they got 2 in a row.
Yeah, they went back to back episodes.
Oh,
they
right.
have more wins than anyone right now because we've all taken one in season 4.
Well, now we outnumber them. So with Dan back, we can fight back against the Rampage.
We're like the Power Rangers now.
Yeah, can't do it. Can't let him win. All right, Sam, are we still doing trivia cards?
Yes.
Or did you throw them away because they suck?
Yeah,
we didn't throw mine. So Shannon has now got.
I got a pack here. So.
Oh, good.
All right,
yeah, let's go.
Okay. Wow. What is the name of the city in which Bloodborne is set?
New York City.
New York City.
Blood City.
Blood City.
New York City. I don't know.
I don't either. These cards are a lot like John's cards. I feel like you either.
I don't know.
It's like it's really like
It's got to be something like Raven Guard or something.
You would think. No, it's Yarnum.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Nope. All right. Which American competitive video game player was the first to achieve a perfect score of 3,333,360 in Pac-Man in 1999?
Of Pac-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
I
don't know the Pac-Man.
I don't know. I don't even have a joke answer for this one.
It's not Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Joey Pac-Manowitz.
Joey Pac-Manowitz.
I got nothing.
Well, you actually did have something. Apparently, it is Billy Mitchell.
Oh, sweet! I win.
That's really funny.
Except for you, I'm pretty sure you said it's not Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, but I was answering it as a question.
So you were actually the wrongest out of all of us.
Yeah, we all guessed anybody but Billy Mitchell.
So then you're the same wrongness as me.
I mean, you. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Anybody. Okay.
So is that like legitimate though?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, this
probably not.
I don't think this is the right place to be questioning legitimacy of scores recorded on arcade cabinets. So,
what better place than here?
We don't want to.
I mean, this game was. These cards are copyrighted 2020. So was he in favor or out of favor at that point?
Has he ever been back in favor?
Yeah,
does he just create his own favor?
Right.
Yeah, he's having a bad midlife, late life. Okay, so our show topic is coming up next. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about some weird golf games.
Yes.
Some of our favorite weird golf. Let's go. Welcome back. So, the reason why we're talking about weird golf games is because one of my favorite games of all time is celebrating its 20th anniversary this week, and that is Ribbit King on the GameCube and PS2. And yeah, so I figured we'd do a little roundtable. We'd just talk about one of our favorite weird golf games, how we first played it, why we like it, why it's good. Maybe it's not good. Maybe we don't like it. Whatever you want to say about it. But I'll jump in and talk about Ribbit King first because that's the namesake of our episode. And welcome back, me. Thank you very much. And I want to talk about Ribbit King, so why not? So Ribbit King is actually the second in a series of these weird games. The first one was called Kero Kero King, and it was Japanese only. But they decided to bring Ribbit King over to the United States and sort of not tell anybody what the cultural significance of any of this was, because you play it like me playing it as a like a 17-year-old with a GameCube, like just buying it sight unseen and being like, oh, this looks cool. And then popping it in and like there's just so much weird, like out of context. The weirdness in this game is just at 11. Like the story is you're this kid Scooter who's a construction worker on your planet, but your planet is running out of energy, and in order to get more energy, I forget what the energy source is called. The king of the planet orders you to compete in a frolf tournament. Now, frolf is golf with frogs, and so you hit like a launch pad, and then your frog just kind of jumps around randomly. Like you can aim where your frog's gonna go, but there's so many obstacles in this game that you can't really like plan what's gonna happen. It's more like hit the frog and pray is what we would do. And so your goal as this construction worker kid is to win the tournament, the frolf tournament, against all these different various crazy characters, and get the energy and the trophy for your planet, and so that you can survive.
It's Frogium.
Frogium, yeah. Is that what it is? Frogium?
No, I have no idea.
No, I don't know. I have literally. You could have been right. Who the hell do I know? Apparently, this may have been some semi-popular IP in Japan. Kero King.
Which system did that come out
on? The first one, PS1.
Yes, PS1.
Japan, PS1. The second one is GameCube, which is very expensive, and PS2, which is moderately expensive, not bad. But both versions, I believe both versions, for sure the GameCube version comes with a second disc that is only like extra content, like video clips of the various characters doing silly stuff. That's the only thing on the second disc. So,
oh my gosh,
this game like is the campaign is dumb. Like the AI is broken, and like it doesn't, like you can, if you know the correct path through each level, it's kind of like you can just win so easily. But where this game totally shines is its multiplayer, because of how just off the wall bonkers all the obstacles are. There's like randomly, like you could land somewhere, except you didn't, because there's actually a hidden snake that will come up and eat your ball and or your frog and throw it somewhere. There's like warp whirlpools and bubbles. Your frog can swim, so water is no longer a hazard. Water is a bonus. There's like anti-gravity levels with different like warp pipes and stuff. Yeah, it's bananas. It's totally insane. Highly recommended for any party, for any gathering. You will have a blast laughing your ass off at just people's misfortune or fortune in this game.
This sounds like something only the early 2000s could have really produced.
Yeah, it totally is. It's straight from Japan, like almost unfiltered, just like weirdness that they love over there. And over there, they have way more context for what's going on, but we don't. So it's just weird for weirdness sake. Yeah.
I can imagine how fun that is in a party setting. As much as I enjoy like very chance heavy, like Monopoly based video games like Fortune Street, Top Shop, Dokapon Kingdom. I've mentioned all those a lot of times, and it's the same thing. Like you play against AI, and it's like the worst thing in the world, because it's like, what am I doing? I'm trying to beat a computer at a game of chance. Why?
Yeah.
But when it's your friends, it's just so much more fun.
Yeah, it really is, and it's not even like you can't do anything to affect their play. So it's like fun in that way, because I'm not going to get screwed over, but you could screw yourself over constantly, and you do, like you just end up doing it by chance. So yeah, it's bananas. It's also just fun to watch the cutscenes and laugh. Like it's great. It's a good time. Highly recommend Ribbit King. I know it's very expensive, but just, I don't know, just go emulate it or buy a PS2, whatever. It's
buy a whole PS2.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, let me tell one more story, which I'm sure if you're a veteran of this podcast, you've heard before. But the story of how I got my current copy of Ribbit King is that there's like a weird video game store somewhere else in the country that said they had a copy on their website, but it didn't show any pictures and didn't tell you what condition it was in. They were just like, oh yeah, we have it. It's $40. And at the time it was going for like 80 or 100 or something. And I was like, okay, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to buy this thing and see what it is. And they didn't get back to me for weeks. And then I finally emailed them. I was like, hey, I ordered this. What's up? They were like, oh yeah. We were just about to email you. We found it. It was like lost in our stock room. But we found it. We're going to ship it to you. And I was like, okay, great. I don't know what's going to happen. So I get it. And I actually filmed a video of me opening it because I was like, this could be too loose copy. This could be at the PS2 version for all I know. Like, it was so poorly labeled on the website. Or it could be a sealed copy they had in their stockroom. Like, great, whatever. And I open it, and it's kind of the best case scenario because it's like very, very like mint condition, but not sealed, so I can actually play it. So it was like the best case scenario. I was so happy. I'm glad I rolled the dice back in 2019. I did this, or like early 2020, before the pandemic. So anyway, that's my crazy rant / sales pitch for Ribbit King, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Sam to talk about his weird game.
Yeah, I mean, you specified weird golf games. I felt like the golf games I'd played the most weren't weird enough. That would probably be Wii Sports Golf, to be honest. So I'd probably with that qualifier, I'd probably give it to Kirby's Dream Course. Not a game that I had growing up, but I mean, Kirby spin-offs tend to just always be good. And
That's weird,
as has
right?
been discussed before, the best Kirby spin-offs are the one where the entire concept is Kirby is a ball.
Yeah, like Kirby Pinball.
And that, Kirby's Pinball Land, Kirby's Block,
even the
Kirby's
rainbow
Block
games,
Ball.
the rainbow games where you're drawing paths for him, those are
Yep,
great.
Canvas Curse. Yeah, it's good stuff. Kirby is just, I really do appreciate that franchise, how it does spin-offs so well, in particular, because you don't even always get that from like Mario anymore. Mario spin-offs have started to feel like they're kind of phoned in, but like Kirby spin-offs are always like, they put real effort into them, and they could get away with not doing so, but Kirby's Dream Course is no different. It's got pretty much everything you'd want, and really some of the better golf controls, I think, from that era at least. So yeah, I don't have too much else to say about it though.
I feel like we're due another Kirby ball game.
We definitely are. I don't think there's another. Is there a Kirby spinoff on the Switch at all? Original?
What is it? The food one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to call it Gourmet Race, and that's not what it is.
No,
but
it's it's something
like Fall
gourmet.
Guy. It's like Fall Guys.
something buffet.
Yeah.
Right.
Dream Buffet.
Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Yes.
Yes.
Dream Buffet. Tastes like beans.
But again, he is also a ball in that, so it's right
Yeah.
on target.
We did.
But it was
We got
digital
it.
only.
Yeah, that
true.
sucks. I want a
That's true.
physical copy. What consoles are Kirby's Dream Course on? Is it just Super Nintendo?
I think it's just Super Nintendo.
I wonder if there's a Game Boy.
They never
version.
made like another one.
I think it's on the NSO app though for Switch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it
it's
is.
on NSO.
Yeah, they
That's
always
how
show
I
that
last
thing on
played
there.
it.
Yeah, so definitely recommend that for sure. Fun one. All right on. John, what's your recommended game?
Well, of course, with me, I'm usually playing RPGs. And back in, what was that, 2018 maybe? 2017? There was a game released called Golf Story. It's literally
Oh yeah,
a golf RPG. Like you can level up your swing and your accuracy, and you play through 8 worlds, and it's very quirky. Like I remember hearing a lot about it, and then I ended up ordering a physical copy through Limited Run Games, so I didn't actually get to play it for like a whole nother year. And like all the stuff had kind of died down about it, and then I played it, and I was like, man, now I kind of wish I would have just bought this digitally and played with everyone else, because it's really good. And then I was really disappointed whenever I heard that the sequel was not really playable by a lot of people.
Really?
Sports Story.
Yeah, Sports Story was supposed to be pretty rough. I have no idea what kind of state it's in today, but I think it released like a year and a half ago, which time flies.
Yeah,
But,
it wasn't very well received, it sounded like.
Yeah, several people, reputable people, said that it's like pretty much not playable. Like it's pretty rough.
Jeez.
So hopefully that gets better.
Golf Story, guys.
Yeah, go back and go play Golf Story instead, because it's super fun, and there's all kinds of different modes, and the way that every time you complete one of the quests, like you get a whole new golf course to play out of it. Like, I don't know, it was a lot of fun, and it's like kind of Super Nintendo 16-bit based graphics, so it just kind of hits all the good sweet spots.
I remember that one being pretty close to Switch launch, so a lot of people jumped on there just to have something to play. And I think I waited for a sale, and I own it, and I played a little bit of it, and it was really good. Like, golf games, fun video game golf games, I feel like kind of live or die by their swing mechanics, like,
yep.
Whether it's the like bar that like stops and bounces back, or whether it's like like a semicircle that bounces back or whatever, but and then how deep your, like, what do your golf clubs do, what do your, like, what weather conditions are affected, and can you do like a mid swing change to your club to like turn stuff, and Golf Story had a really unique take on all of that, so I appreciated it.
Yeah, I had like a 3-button mechanic, like 3-press, where like you first just selected the trajectory that you wanted, and you selected the power.
That's right.
And then you could kind of put like a hook on it
Yeah.
with the last press. I guess, is that, I don't know, in golf, do they call that English like they do pool?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I remember appreciating the care they put into like all the math they had going on behind the scenes to make that work well.
Felt really good.
Story.
I never once felt like I was out of control, playing it. Yeah. Some golf games get that way. I feel like no matter what I do, I can't ever seem to get it to go where I want. Especially with like more simulated golf, it gets a little frustrating.
Or Ribbit King.
Yeah.
By design, though.
Yeah. There's no skill. There's 0% skill involved. You could do anything. Awesome. And then Shannon, you've got the last one here.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Before I get into mine, just give a little shout out to, I don't know that you'd consider it necessarily weird, but the first golf game I ever played actually was on an old Apple II green monitor thing, and one of my teachers had one, and he let a few of our friends play during recess or whatever time, so we were able, though, to figure out, I can't remember, it was probably just golf, I don't know if it had a certain name or anything like that, but we were able to math the heck out of it, and like we could get the perfect thing. It was, the perfect angle, the perfect everything, because it was the same wind conditions, the same everything on every hole. And so to like basically every hole you could get a hole in one on, we could get a hole in one on, and just figuring out everything. Just completely
what console was
it.
this?
It was like an Apple II, like one of those,
gosh.
green
awesome.
monitor, things that you might have played the original Oregon Trail and stuff like that on. But yeah, but my other one though is Toadstool Tour. So Mario Golf, and it was actually the first Mario Golf game I played, and it just has that charm. Everybody's kind of got their special hits. It's got that Mario feel. The courses had a nice Mario feel. You could definitely tell it was part of that world. And it was actually a game. My wife and I got it when we were first married. We had a GameCube that we got as a wedding gift, and this is one of the games we bought. And it was actually a game my wife actually would play at the time. She doesn't play a whole lot now, but Animal Crossing. But this was a game she got into, and I remember coming home from work, and it was the first and probably only time where I ever came home and found her playing a game to try to get better, to beat me.
Nice.
But all in all, most of the Mario Golf games, I think, are, there's nothing overly crazy or overly weird. They're not Ribbit King or anything like that, but they're just a lot of fun, and they almost all have that charm. Even I think the new one on the Switch, I know some people were pretty disappointed in some of it, but I still thought it was a good time.
Toadstool Tour is one of my absolute favorites as well. I gotta say, and I was a huge fan of the N64 Mario Golf. Like, me and 3 friends would jump on that thing and play a whole 18 rounds.
Yeah.
But Toadstool Tour took everything that was great about the N64 golf game, and then just it was like, oh, it's beautiful now, and there's new characters, and the courses are I think the thing that I missed about later Mario Golf games, which I guess it's just Rush, right? There was a Mario Golf game on the Wii.
There wasn't on the Wii. There was one on 3DS,
yeah.
Game Boy Advance, I think, were the other
But they
ones.
kind of lost the charm in the levels. The levels, it's just it's just grass. But no, there were levels with giant mushrooms and the Yoshi level, and so they really lost that. But Toadstool Tour kind of was the perfect Mario Golf game.
Agreed.
So I agree.
Yeah, it's weird. Mario golf courses should look like Mario Kart tracks.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And I get that. And I think Toadstool Tour had the best golf courses overall. I know a lot of people are like, well, but it didn't really have that single player campaign and stuff like that. But who cares? I'm playing golf. I'm usually wanting to play with others. And I don't know. It's just, it had so much charm. It was so nice. And I played it not that long ago. It really still holds up. It still looks nice. And
yeah, I heard the 3DS one was pretty good. It's highly recommended as far as the Mario Golf community goes. Yeah.
I don't think that there's a bad Mario Golf game. I think I just miss, like Sam is saying, I miss the levels feeling like Mushroom Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like Earth, and I live here. I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's funny. A little while ago, I bought a game for Super Nintendo called Mecha Robot Golf, and it looks real interesting on the cover of the game because it's got a robot playing golf, but it turns out it's just a reskin of a different golf game where they just added a robot as the character.
Oh my gosh!
So you're still just playing on a normal golf course.
They contrad it.
Yeah, essentially. They got me. I bought it for $5.
All right. Well, I have. We threw this out to the community, and we said, "Hey, what are some of your favorite weird golf games?" We got quite a few responses, so we're gonna read through some of these. Starting with Solo. Solo something says, "I don't normally golf, but when I do, I enjoy a good deep sim," which is not what we're talking about. So we're gonna move on.
Well, I think that might have been my fault because I asked them what they prefer.
Oh, that's right. Your question was. Let us know your favorite weird golf game, and do you prefer the weird over the simulation, was your question. So that's fair. It's a fair comment, Solo. My bad. SNES's Life says, surprisingly, as boring as I find the entire concept of golf, I've always enjoyed golf video games, as long as I have someone to play against. I think the hot shots in Mario Golfs are the best, though I don't have an issue with the sim ones either. I used to play the PGA series a lot with my dad. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I can see the thing. I think golf just as a concept is fun. It's simple. It makes sense. There are a million different obstacles you can throw at it, and ways of changing your swing. I don't mind a sim golf. It's just not the same thing as like a weird golf.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think somebody later on mentions this game, What the Golf, which I think kind of articulates what I'm saying perfectly, because What the Golf, what they do is they take any video game, any like popular video game you can think of, and they're like, oh yeah, we turned that into golf, you know. And it starts out where it's like, oh yeah, you hit the ball, but then the next level you swing and the golf club is the ball, and then the next level you swing and you're the ball and you're flying off, you know. And then it just changes, it gets so crazy, and then it turns into a side scroller, then it turns into like a top down RPG, but it's all golf. That game's amazing. That's my recommendation for this episode. Is if you have if you have a console, a modern console, pick up What the Golf, because it's the funniest game I've ever played there where there's no dialogue. It's just the concepts they come up with, and every level is totally different. Moving on, we have Octorock, my brother, who agrees with us that Toadstool Tour is definitely my favorite golf game, although I really enjoyed Super Swing Golf on the Wii. Weirder the better. Adam here bringing up, he loves Mario Golf. He loves the golf game on the Wii Sports, but he says the weirdest golf game has to be the Carnival mini golf game from the Carnival Games like series of Wii games. Was this a Wii game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There's a bunch of themed levels, including a dinosaur volcano one, but the kids at my work love this game, and the sound design and the character models are interesting. And there's some pictures here showing some creepy character models.
I remember seeing this game around and like on stores, in stores and stuff like that, but it to me was like, it just looked like instant shovelware. So maybe it's not, but it definitely had that look to it.
Yeah. I never owned a Carnival Games game, and I never will, but I mean, if it's mini golf and it looks fun, I'm down. What else we got down here? Dark Lord Sidious says RPG Golf Legends. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a newer game.
Let's look this up. RPG Golf Legends on Nintendo Switch. It is 2022 role-playing video game developed. Oh, it's an RPG.
Yep.
Do you play golf, or is it just an RPG?
I think it's both.
All right, cool. Cool.
Well, I don't know how weird this counts as, but I remember playing quite a bit of a copy of this from the library, because you're talking about simulators.
Yeah.
And there's a game called Sid Meier's Sim Golf.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty normal, but it is different in that it combines the actual golf gameplay with like a management sim. So it's very, very kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon sort of setup. Like you have to design a golf course and like staff it and make sure that your golfers are happy.
Look at
right?
this.
And stay in budget.
It looks so good.
And you also play the courses yourself. So you play the courses you designed, and like you host tournaments, and it's kind of weird. Like you invite people to tournaments at your own golf course and then beat them at them and take the prize money so that you can build more golf courses. But you know,
dude, I'm not gonna lie, this looks really good. Like these screenshots, there's like a blimp that flies over. You can change the elevation and everything.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty solid golf game, and like it did both things pretty well.
Yeah, sick. I'm down for that. I want that on Switch. Put it on Switch. I'll buy it. Eric Plunk says, I loved and got quite good at Kirby's Dream Course, bringing it up again after picking it up from the $5 bin at Walmart in '96.
Good get.
Returning to it now, I can tell it would definitely take practice to get good again.
It's definitely different.
Yeah. Chris HL94 says, the golf game included with Clubhouse games is a lot better than I expected. As it is. Drex1981 says, if my dad didn't play golf, then I wouldn't have an NES. Pebble Beach Golf was the reason my dad bought an NES. Wow. And then Presto the Magnificent shouting out What the Golf again. Yes, What the Golf. Everybody should play that game. I'm not even kidding. That is it for our community couch submissions for that question. I don't know, guys. Any final thoughts on weird golf? Do we need more weird golf in our lives?
I think we've weirded it. I can't think of any other weirder games.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a quick, just search to see if there was anything outrageous that we just missed.
Can't get much more outrageous than I'm looking at my collection than What the Golf. That game is just on another planet. Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we can wrap things up then. First of all, it is so great to be back. This is like what I've just been waiting for me to figure my life out and be emotionally stable enough to come back and be able to have fun again and host a show and talk about video games. And yay, I'm just so glad that we're here. Thank you guys for letting me come back.
Yes. I did find something before you get too crazy.
Oh yeah,
there's a game called 100-Foot Robot Golf.
What?
I think we have to mention.
Is the golf 100 foot or the robot 100 foot?
The robot's 100 foot tall and he's playing golf in a city.
And what is this for?
Look at this.
It's
on Steam for sure.
Yeah, it's newer.
Huh.
But I just thought it's
PlayStation 4, Windows, and PlayStation VR.
Steam and PS4.
He's playing golf in the city, you have to avoid buildings and stuff. It looks pretty cool.
That's sick.
Huh.
The one I'm looking at looks like Voltron.
Honestly,
it's got the.
I'm kind of. Has nobody ever done this? Let's just go even bigger than that, and do golf on a interplanetary scale. Where you have to slingshot the golf ball around different moons or something.
Somebody has
with all the
probably that has to have been. Done,
with
right?
all the different gravity and stuff like that, and bigger planets draw your ball in closer, and you gotta. Yeah.
How was that not a Mario Golf for the Wii, where they just used Galaxy as a
Mario Galaxy Golf?
Sink it into the black hole. Is that
there are some levels? There are some levels in What the Golf that are based around gravity and circles. Mm-hmm. But yeah, an entire golf game based on that would be down. I'd be down for 100%. It is not a physical game. It's digital only on PS4. I guess you could also get it on PS5, maybe if it's on PS4. I don't know how.
Yeah, usually that's if it's digital, you could probably get it there.
This looks bananas.
It does. I'm gonna have to try this out.
Thank you for finding this. I'm glad this.
I wonder if there's a Steam demo.
Yeah. Put it on Switch.
Looks like it's kind of got middle of the road reviews on Metacritic. Not that makes a difference at all, because it looks like a blast.
Well, it's only $10, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah. What do you get? What are you gonna do with that $10? You get lunch,
or get 100-foot robot golf.
Buy a different game you hate. Yeah.
Exactly. It looks like something I want to play. I might have to check this out later.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts? Anything else before we wrap it up?
Not that I have. I did the last check-in, so
guys, we did an hour and 10-minute episode. That's pretty rad.
I don't know how we somehow managed to do a shorter episode with 4 people.
Because I'm hosting.
Because I think
I'm pushing us forward.
We usually do it's usually an hour and a half. We're not doing a crazy long episode, but
yeah.
I feel like Sam and I can usually go on about a subject sometimes. We can talk.
Yeah, well, this wasn't an insanely deep topic or anything. No. I mostly just wanted to talk about Ribbit King, which I feel like I did mission more than enough of. So, yeah, we can wrap things up with a nice short episode, and we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. So, thanks for listening to the RetroLogic podcast. We are proudly part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. If you like what you hear, check me out on Twitter at RetroLogic Games. You're also welcome to jump into our friendly and 100% non-toxic Discord community. The link to that is in my Twitter bio. You can also find everything related to RetroLogic on our website, retrologic.games. Is the merch store up, John, or is it still down?
As far as the merch store goes, I have no clue. You'll have to look into that.
Right.
The rest of the website is perfectly fine. You can find all the podcasts.
Good.
You can find the blog. And everything works as far as I know. I just haven't, since I don't buy anything from the merch store, I have no idea how that's working at this point in time. You'll have to check it out.
Well, I'll look up the merch store and make sure that it's up before I tell you to go there. In 2 weeks, when you listen to this show again,
Shannon, go try to buy something.
I'll go try to buy something right now.
Try to buy something. Other than that, I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.